already got the statistic.
Yeah, you've got access to the back end of WooCommerce as well, haven't you? Yeah, so what I would do then to mix in between this is, you know, we've got Karen's content. Let's get that up in between that, so we can do the reel as a trailer to like we've done with R2W Landscapes, where we sort of build a bit of a tease around launching that episode, and then we can post Rob. Then we can do another carousel post like we're doing 4x5 with R2W, and then we can post Rob again. So it just breaks it up in between it.
Make it now.
Not there.
The bolts go on the side.
Right, we need some bolt action.
Bolt action. A bit like IKEA in here, isn't it?
We only probably need 2, don't we? So that one needs probably a vertical on it. Let's stick this one here.
They're a bit low, aren't they?
Go on, put it on there. This one needs a vertical. We're on our new site. We've been working on this all year. Well, actually, since the last tail end of last year. We're very close to submitting planning. We're just sort of making the last few revisions and making sure our ducks are in a row to submit, making sure we're aligning with the council, and then we're hoping to get that submitted in the next couple of weeks. And so, fingers crossed, obviously, once we submit that it's supported and we gain approval. You know, we're fairly confident that we've provided and justified the information needed.
Well, the pre-app was positive.
Pre-app was super positive.
Council on board. A few suggestions made by the council.
Yeah.
We're revising them currently. And yeah, nearly ready for submission. Am I looking at the camera or what when you're doing that?
I reckon chuck this one down here, so all that's the same.
Yeah, so with a few final revisions, we're close to submitting planning, hopefully back end of next week. Be a nice way to tie off 2025 and be ready for 2026.
So we printed off all these images. We've got some initial CGI designs. There will be further revisions made, so not final. Then we've printed off some more like brand stuff that we've done over the last few months just to tie in that sort of aesthetic. And then we're going to get a nice photo here, and we're just going to do a really short video just to give everyone an update, to almost tease the project and just let them know what is on the way, which is our next site, which is 9 homes. 9 homes.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I know you're going to trim them in. Put that on the side there, buddy. A bit of brand.
So we're here today on one of our current sites we're working on. This one, we're very pleased with the progress. We're a week or 2 away from submitting planning permission to the local planning authority. And as you can see behind us, we've got some renditions of potential design. There are still some revisions to make, but we are very happy with how this scheme is looking, incorporating the Corker Brothers brand and identity into that.
Definitely. And we've been on quite the journey over the last 12 months, from sending a letter last year to negotiating the price on the land, to getting all the consultants and all the surveys to appease the council and justify the planning position. We believe that we're there now to submit. We're super excited. It's a great location.
We're close to submitting this to the local council. We've had a great pre-app meeting with them. We've had great response in regard to design, location, setting, etc. So fingers crossed that we can submit this in the next week or 2 before Christmas, tie the year off nicely, and get the planning granted some part early next year, spring, summer, and yeah, bring you lots more updates and information on this beautiful located and designed site.
If you're interested in signing up and finding out more, it's 9 units, prime location, lovely boutique style development. You can hit the link in our bio, go to our website, fill in your details, and we'll be in touch. Just leave the cameraman alone.
Yeah, I'll just let him know. Don't get that in, man. Oh, that was good. That was good.
And all the planning is done by your brother and Max, and
that's because you're the creative.
All you have to do is just chuck some clothes on.
All I got to do is turn up looking good. Good shit,
I was going to get these printed online. I was going to charge about £120 for them. I went to Ryman's.
Still no water?
No.
Bloody hell, what are they doing? Creating two-storey dwellings at the front will not only further suffice the local planning authority, but it will also create a more sellable property. And we have some ideas how to do that. So would you like me to start with that and I'll propose what we discussed?
Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
We've worked out a solution, so it'll be interesting to see how close it is.
Yes, yeah, exactly that. That's why earlier I was like, I won't say to put a pause on it because it'll be interesting to see what can be done. Right. So what we need to do with this site plan is where can we steal some space from, basically.
So if we reduce them down, it would then show that you wouldn't be able to get in or out of those spaces.
Okay. Well, that sort of puts a bit of a spanner in the works. I'll continue with what was proposed. Let's say we can make that 4 metres. These spaces can be reduced to 5 metres. We're going to lose these car barns here because hello, mate. Yeah, all right, mate. How you doing? Because they did show us something they've mocked up after I sent them an email this morning.
But equally, the risk is extremely high.
Everyone's going to be happy. The roof pitch is going to come down a bit. It's going to be 40 degrees. That'll come down. This will be all brick, as they've done there. Yeah, and that's it. That'll go.
Just turned into an attic.
Exactly. The roof's not livable space. They're much smaller. They're more compact. We're not going to fuck about and change the whole entire street scheme. It's going to look similar, but it's just going to look smaller. Reduced size. We took everything on board. A 93 square metres. Next door a 90.86. We're going to be selling them at the same price. What can you grumble about? Move the car barns. Do that. Right. Anyway, I've now got to go on with my other job.
Go on, see you later, bruv. So yeah, the call we just had was with the architects, Fluid. Really good team there, and very proactive with suggestions. And I think what is so powerful about working with good people with good experiences, that you all sort of find that centre and aligned decision on the right path forward. So the initial designs were really nice. So we had some comments back from Pre-app. So Pre-app was really positive, but we had some comments that we just had to adjust a few elements of it, and mainly the height of the building, so they wasn't too dominant over the building that was down the road a little bit. They asked for a heritage assessment, which we had done. They was happy with the height, but they wanted to push the joining dormers back, and then we've been working with the architects and Michael, my partner, to work out and make sure that, because they're split across 3 floors, that third floor doesn't feel too much like a box, too tight in there. So we've been looking at the scaling of beds and being able to walk around, and the head height and the ceiling height, etc., which we feel that actually could feel a little bit tight up there. So we think that overall it's better to reduce the size of those 3 beds so they're more in line with what's being done in the area, and bring them down to 2 stories, so they're on 2 floors, and they're a nice 3-bed semi. So aesthetically they're still going to look nice, they're still going to look similar, but we're just going to be able to reduce the height, which not only appeases the council and makes everyone happy on a planning side, but also a build cost sense as well. It will reduce our build cost because we haven't got the cost of going into the roof, but also from a saleability point of view, it's a more attractive dwelling for someone to buy. That some people don't want to be isolated in a little box up in the loft. So it ticks all the boxes of making that decision the right decision. So yeah, we've done that. This morning we was on site at our new site to showcase a little update, showcase some CGIs, just sort of post that before the end of the year to ensure like this is the update. We're just putting in for planning. We're just about to submit that after sort of 6 months from signing the option. All go and getting everything together. So that's about to be submitted. We're still sending out letters actively every day, looking at new sites. We're talking to a lot of sites. We've got some really exciting stuff in the pipeline, Max. We've got some really interesting stuff in the pipeline, which is very unique, very different, and something that we want to start to push and bring forward to test these ideas and be able to do them as case studies to be able to, for long-term sort of vision of what we want to do. We can't just go out and do these big sites. We've got the right partners to probably be able to do something like that, but we need to ensure that the concepts and the ideas of these developments we want to do, there is demand there for it. It's not just our ideas thinking it will work. We test those ideas and we run feedback and we understand it better, which will allow us to have the stepping stones heading towards the bigger sites. But the bigger sites take naturally longer to get through planning. They're more strategic positions, and so there's no reason why we can't be having the conversations early now and running those alongside everything that we're doing at the minute. So we've got the one that was on this morning, that's going to plan. That's for 9 houses, nice little natural step up from the one we've done at Matfield. Then we've got another one that we're talking to, which is also for 9. We've got one for 11, and we're going after some others, which we've got early conversations with from the landowners to present some really interesting concepts, mate, which I shared with you last week, which I think there'll be nothing like that around here. You can only get those sort of facilities and spaces and sort of branded, cool, community-driven hospitality sort of concepts in London. And I think the more people migrate out of London, the more opportunity there is in these rural settings to actually bring a sort of an element of that sort of modern brand and modern sort of world of how we all live and what we all want these days to the countryside where we are, and which is a high demand area. You've got Tunbridge Wells, Tunbridge, Cranbrook, all these beautiful locations locally with nothing like that around. We're just heading towards that direction, mate. We're just working across sites, looking at where we're going to do these concepts and bring stuff forward, but it's all got to make financial sense, and we've got to also have the right people around us to be able to do it, which we're constantly evolving and constantly working on to meet new people, to build out the resources, and to ensure that when we get to those stages, we've got everyone in that team to be able to execute. Not only from the capital and the finance, but from the brand, from operations, from how we run the back end systems, to how we build the houses. To ensure that these things are great, but are they buildable? Can we actually deliver it on budget? So every single element of the business will be covered.
Fantastic.
Last collection time, bro.